Raqib Bashorun is an artist who always gives life to found objects, and he does that yet again at his exhibition at Omenka Gallery.
Realm of Freedom is a solo exhibition by Raqib Bashorun at the Omenka Gallery in Lagos. And his style of transforming found objects remains the same, just that he has taken it to another level.
Change is the only thing that is constant. In terms of the material that I've worked with, I've increased the number of materials or media that I've worked with. I've introduced some leathers into the work, to some of the works. I've introduced some paints, which usually I don't do in some of the works, And I've tried to mix media, my wood with the metal, which is also different. I've even worked with fiber, working with paper, and wood. So basically, the media has increased, and the mode of expression has also changed a little bit, kind of.
After holding successful solo shows like Evolving in Discovery in 2013 at Terra Culture, Evolving Through Waste in 2014, and Evolving in 360 in 2015, he talks about the realm of freedom he's basking in with this current show.
I feel like I'm not free, I feel like I'm caged. When I look at the things that are happening around me, I don't feel free. And I felt like the only way I can exhibit or the only way I can feel free is by dialoguing or by doing my work, which is art, which of course does not require, even though it does require, let me put it that way, but the criticism is something that it's allowed, it's welcome, but it doesn't really bother me. So I have the freedom to do what I feel like doing at any given time. So that's basically what informed, the theme of the exhibition. I'm not free, I want to be free, and I want to channel this through my work.
Found objects from his environment are his major materials, most notably in metal in form of aerosol and soda cans, domestic accessories like table cutlery, all and more find expression in his art.
He keeps on reinventing himself as regards the use of material because you can see that he's comfortable with almost anything that is around him in terms of material. He's actually, displaying that in the works you can see around because you can see all sorts of material, on display here. And he has about 19 works on display, and in each of those works you can see what he has done. Here you can see passion in them. You can see dedication, you can see hard work, and his commitment to his practice.
His latest solo builds on what he has talked about before, but he's now taking a firm stand on societal issues as he believes that there's only one race, the human race.
As an artist, my immediate environment is what I try to reflect on, kind of the political, the socio-political, economic situation around me, those are the things I try to reflect on my work. If we want to talk about working hard, if we want to talk about taking advantage of even the very bad situation in which we find ourselves in Nigeria, instead of just sitting somewhere and complaining all the time without getting up to get something done, that's part of the message. The message for the coming generation is like you have to persevere, Good things don't come easy. You have to work on it, kind of a thing. You have to let people hear your own voice. You have to contribute your own voice to whatever is happening around you. You cannot be complacent, kind of a thing. You have to be involved, in the affairs of the nation, kind of a thing. You have to contribute positively, to that. Even though we know there are bad things, But let's try as much as possible to also reflect on the good things, that makes us, good people that we are.
That's why there are works which capture the plight of the man on the streets.
His work is very notable because he uses lost materials that have been cast off. He repurposes them into beautiful objects, and he's dealing essentially with the society. He's saying things about shaping Nigerian society. He's talking about contemporary African politics. He's talking about trying to encourage our leaders to be more accountable to the people. So I think that, for me, is how art can be used to change society positively.
Beyond the issues and the material he uses, there's also the aspect of design. This artist wants to make sure that no matter what he works, it still takes shape and looks somewhat appealing.
For a creative person, the use of metal to me, by him, is not new to me. Use of wood to me is not new to me. But it's about the way he puts them together. Keeps on reinventing himself as regards the application of those materials, right? Because, that is the new thing you'll say, right? And be it wood, you can see that he's at home with wood, with metal, with all sorts of found objects. He creatively puts them together in such a way that you get marveled when you see those things. So, in all the works we see here, you discover that you can see creativity on display here. So that is, the new thing, because there's nothing new as regards the materials we have around us, but the onus is on the artist to find a unique way of putting them together, and that is what he has actually done.
I enjoy what I came here to see. Basically, messages that are talking about the happenings in the country. There's a piece somewhere around that talks about a cruel crown. You can imagine a crown that's supposed to be a symbol of power, but it is cruel. Why is it cruel? Probably he's talking about decisions he has to make that have benefited the masses or have not benefited the masses, topics like that. Very, very interesting topics. Then the play of materials, metal, wood, epoxy, aluminum, and several mediums are quite deftly handled in his hands, and you could almost feel like the metal melts in his hand the way he was able to merge them and bend them to relay his message.
After 3 decades as a teacher, Raqib Bashorun has maintained an active studio practice accompanied by a rigorous exhibition schedule that has all but contributed to his prominence as one of the most significant artists working in Nigeria today.